All right. 83. But it happens that because a popular assembly appears to the orator to be his most enlarged scene of action, he is naturally excited in it to a more magnificent species of eloquence. For a multitude has such influence that as the flute player cannot play without his flutes, so the orator cannot be eloquent without a numerous audience. And as the inclinations of popular assemblies take many and various turns, and unfavorable expression of feeling from the whole people must not be incurred, an expression which may be excited by some fault in the speech if anything appears to have been spoken with harshness, with arrogance, in a base or mean manner, or with any improper feeling whatever. Or it may proceed from some offense taken or ill will conceived at some particular individuals, which is either just or arising from some calumny or bad report. Or it may be, nope, or it may happen if the subject be displeasing, or if the multitude be swayed by any impulse from their own hopes or fears. To these four causes, as many remedies may be applied. The severity of rebuke, if you have sufficient authority for it, admonition, which is a milder kind of rebuke, and assurance that if they will give you a hearing, they will approve what you say, and entry, which is the most condescending method, but sometimes very advantageous. But on no occasion is facetiousness and ready wit of more effect, and any smart saying that is consistent with dignity and true jocularity. For nothing is so easily diverted from gloom, and often from rancour, as a multitude, even by a single expression uttered opportunely, quickly, smartly, and with good humor. 84. I have now stated to you generally, to the best of my abilities, what is in my practice in both kinds of causes, to pursue, what to avoid, what to keep in view, and what method I ordinarily adhere in my pleadings. Nor is it that third kind, panegyric, which I in the commencement excluded, as it were, from my rules, attended with any difficulty. But it was because there are many departments of oratory, both of greater importance and power, concerning which hardly any author has given particular rules, and because we are of this country are not accustomed to deal with any panegyric, that I set this topic entirely apart. For the Greek authors themselves, who are the most worthy of being read, wrote their panegyrics either for amusement or to compliment some particular person, rather than with any desire to promote forensic eloquence. And books of their composition are extant in the Themistocles, Aristides, Agesilaus, Epaminondas, Philip, Alexander, and others, are the subjects of praise. Our laudatory speeches, which we deliver in the forum, have either the simple and unadorned brevity of testimony or are written as funeral orations, which are by no means suitable for the pomp of panegyric. But as we must sometimes attempt a department, and must occasionally write panegyries, Caius Laelus wrote one for Publius Tubero, that we ourselves may be enabled to praise after the manner of the Greeks such persons as we may be inclined to praise. Let that subject also form part of our discourse. It is clear then that some qualities in mankind are desirable and some praiseworthy: birth, beauty, strength, power, riches, and other things which fortune bestows, either amid external circumstances or as personal endowments, carry with them no real praise, which is thought to be due to virtue alone. But as virtue itself becomes chiefly conspicuous in the use and management of such things, these endowments of nature and of fortune are also to be considered in panegyries, in which it is mentioned as the highest praise for a person not to have been haughty in power or insolent in wealth, or to have assumed a preeminence over others from the abundance of the blessings of fortune, so that his riches and plenty seem to have afforded means and opportunities, not for the indulgence of pride and vicious appetites, but for the cultivation of goodness and moderation. Virtue, too, which is of itself praiseworthy, and without which nothing can be deserving of praise, is distinguished, however, into several species, some of which are more adapted to panegyric than others. For there are some virtues which are conspicuous in the manners of men and consist in some degree of affability and beneficence. And there are some which depend on some peculiar natural genius or superior greatness and strength of mind. Clemency, justice, benignity, fidelity, fortitude, and common dangers are subjects agreeable to the audience in panegyric. For all such virtues are taught beneficial not so much to the persons who possess them as to mankind in general. While wisdom and that greatness of soul by which all human affairs are regarded as mean and inconsiderable, eminent power of thought and eloquence itself excite indeed no less admiration, but not equal delight, for they appear to be an ornament and support rather to the persons themselves whom we commend, than to those before whom we commend them. Yet in panegyric, these two kinds of virtues must be united, for the cars of men tolerate the praises not only of those parts of virtue which are delightful and agreeable, but of those which excite admiration. I don't know how to say that word. Panegyric.